Well, hey there folks, welcome back once again to the Hop House. It's Eddie here, it's time for another beer review. And today we're looking at some supermarket beers, pale ales, IPAs that I picked up pretty recently actually. If you're brand new to this channel, welcome along to the Hop House. We'll call that because we like hoppy beer, we like house music. If you like either of those or both, then give us one of those, give us a like, share, subscribe to this channel. It sounds like your cup of tea. Okay, so I just done the Brew by Numbers 21 that I picked up from Sainsbury's fairly recently. I got this one from Sainsbury's as well, but I got this one a couple of months ago from a Sainsbury's on close to work on the way back from work. It's a big Sainsbury's. I think this is about £3 a can, if I remember correctly. Do you want to see what we're going to review? Of course you do. Okay. It's from Siren. So the last one was Brew by Numbers. This is Siren, so I'm staying down south. Siren Craft Brew, and it's their Thought Bubble Juicy IPA. And it's coming in at 6% on the ABV in a 440 milliliter can. Again, Siren. The artwork's always quite recognisable. And to be honest with you, I never tend to give Siren the time of day. I've said this before on previous videos, that if I see a Siren beer on the shelf, I sort of bypass it. And over the last 12 months, I've changed my opinion on Siren. Some of the beers I've had from them have been phenomenal. So the Pompomichello, really like that. The juicy sour IPA thing. I love the sour and IPA combination. I've had about 3 of those now from different breweries. One from a local brewery that blew my mind. And for me, it's the best of both worlds. I've really gotten into my sours over the last 12, 18 months. And I'm really into my IPAs. So the fact that it can be hoppy and sour, boom, it's like double bubble for me. It's great. Then I had their Flex, which I had when I was up Yorkshire in July. And I got it from B&M, and then I went to a B&M locally, and there was 6 cans on the shelf, and I took them all. I was like, it's amazing. It's £2 a can, and it's the best Siren beer I've had. Probably still hold up to that, but I've not had this one yet. So should we get it out in the glass? I'm going to use this bulbousy jobber thing, because I quite like this glass. It's becoming one of my favourite glasses actually. I use it in quite a lot of reviews now. It came as part of a gift pack with a pack of beers that I got off the missus for my birthday. I think there was like a Vocation beer and a Magic Rock beer or something in a, I think it was from Asda, but it came with this glass. I just like the shape of it. And it's really good for jigging around like this. See? Jig, 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 jig. It's also the only type of glass of this particular shape I've ever seen. So I feel quite individual. That is behaving really well. We're going to go ahead and swirl it, twirly willy swirly jobber. So you can see the bubbles chasing the head of the beer. Like so. Magic trick. Yeah, lovely white head on it. It's quite dark actually. Could it be West Coast style? It is hazy, but it's like a burnt orange, like a burnt caramel, burnt orange colour. Let's give it a whiff. See what we can sniff. It's quite resinous and pithy actually. A bit dank. Over-ripened fruit, sweaty dankness. I thought I'd put that in for Slurpee. Shout out to Slurpee. Go check out Slurpee Dave. He lives on the Isle of Man and he does loads of... he's more a trad ale drinker, he's more a real ale, sort of malty beer drinker, but he does loads of reviews and stuff in pubs, and he adds the odd cheesy one-liner joke. I'm a big fan of cheesy one-liner jokes. But he did make a comment on a review of mine a couple of months back. And he said, sweaty dampness. I've never heard of beer called that before. No, it's sweaty dank. And it is, as explained, I used to call it unripened fruit dankness. I think the correct term is over-ripened fruit. Sorry, I'm not an expert. I don't work in the industry. I don't brew my own beer. I know nothing. It's basically the smell of, if, it just reminds me of a time where I've been abroad, Spain, been like Barcelona. They have a market, they have a market in a square, and there's fruit and maybe it's been out in the sun too long and it's starting to get a bit over-ripened because of the sunlight and the heat, and it's smelling a bit sweaty. That's what this smells like. Which, for those non-beer drinkers that are watching, that doesn't sound that appealing, does it? It's actually quite a nice smelling beer. How weird's that? Yeah, I'm getting some mango in there, a bit of orange. Maybe a bit of pineapple or coconut. There's some Sabro in this. I hope so. Let's try it. Bottoms up down the hatch. Okay. Okay. Stand by. I just did the Brew by Numbers Citra one, which is more powerful than this, and this is 6%. Okay, I'm getting a bit more now. I'm getting a bit more. Do I think it's got Sabro in it? Ooh. It's not in your face enough to have a kiwi hop in it. It could be something like an Amarillo. It's not piney or bitter enough to be a Cascade. Could well have Citra in it, could have Mosaic in it. Talus. I don't think it's got Simcoe in it. It's nice. It's got a nice enough flavour. I think the aroma's better than the flavour, I'll be honest with you. I think it's the body that lets it down. That Brew by Numbers I just had, 5.2, had a much better body than this. Overall it's nice. I like it. But it's not blowing me away. Although saying that, the more I'm drinking of it, the more I'm liking it. I guess the last beer I had Citra in. Citra's a very overpowering hop. This I'm getting sweetness down the middle of the tongue, definitely. Down the sides of the tongue, yes, I'm getting... It's tropicalness, but it's not picking out a certain flavour to me. It smells sort of sweaty and overripe fruit dankness. The taste is... It's fruity, it's pleasant, but I can't quite pick out what it is. I'm getting little elements of like a lime down the sides of the tongue, but I don't think it's kiwi hopped. I think it's pleasant enough for a £3 can of beer in a supermarket, but it's... The last one had me rubbing my hands together and going, oh, and just tipping it back in the can. This, back in the glass. This is making me go, yeah, it's nice enough. I'm going to read the can because I can't really pick out any individual flavours. So imagine a hazy and crushable IPA, perfect for any occasion. Hops are layered in throughout the brewing process with Idaho 7, Simcoe, Citra and Laurel. Laurel, that is what I was getting when I said maybe it's got Sabro in it. Laurel is another one. Is it Laurel? No, Laurel is, someone told me, Laurel's not, no, it's, I'm getting all confused now. This is turning into a bit of a shit show of a review, isn't it? It does have Simcoe in it. Idaho 7 is very similar to Citra, I find. Simcoe, there is a bit of earthiness in the background in the aftertaste, so I'll give the Simcoe that. Laurel. Vibrant tropical aromas and juicy fruit flavours. It's beautifully soft and moreish to drink. Now there's an idea. Thought bubble. I think the last beer from Brew by Numbers wowed me. This is just, it's nice. Maybe I shouldn't have had it after that one. I'm sure Laurel hops is supposed to be lemon and floral, hence Laurel. There is a bit of floral flavour in there, there is. It's just a bit, maybe they tried a bit too much, I don't know. When they say, they even put on the can, hops layered. So I'd expect like a layer of flavours. And I'm not, I'm just getting an amalgamation of flavours that's pleasant, but I can't quite figure out what it is. Maybe because Laurel's a new hop to me. Idaho 7 I haven't had a lot of dealings with. Although I remember, I think there was an Attic Brewco beer that was single hopped with Idaho 7 that I thought was really quite citrusy. So that could be confused for a Citra. I said I thought maybe it's got some Citra in it or something. It has. Didn't really pick up the Simcoe. So what do I think of this beer then? Unfortunately, and again, I don't know if it's because of the beer I just had from Brew by Numbers that blew my mind, but it's another beer from Siren I'm not that bothered about. I know some other beer reviews that have had this and they thought it was one of the best Siren beers they've had. I mean, everyone's got their own opinion. Opinions are like arseholes, everyone's got one, you don't have to listen to it or look at it. This though, there's also a lot of people, it's going to sound like I'm influenced by others here. I'm not, I just don't think I should have had that Brew by Numbers before this, because I think that the Brew by Numbers, the empty can's down there out of the way, out of the view of the camera, but I've had that, and I think it's overpowered that, personally. So maybe I'll, when I go to another Sainsbury's, because I want to pick up the Polly's beer, because I love Polly's, I might pick up another can of that and maybe try it again. In fact, I'll pick up 2 cans and I'll drink it off camera, and if my opinion changes, I think, right, okay, I'm going to now do this and just do it as a one-off review. Because I don't want to be unfair on the beer, it's just that Brew by Numbers was brilliant, and this is, it's nice. Would I buy it again? Yes. Would I rave about it? No. And it's such a shame, because my opinion on Siren beers, that's what they are. And I have no doubt that Siren are a brilliant brewer. I've heard people say that if you go to their tap room and stuff in, where are they based? Is it Guildford way or somewhere down south? I know they're not in London. Berkshire, Finch Hampstead. God, that sounds posh, doesn't it? Hey, I'm from Finch Hampstead. Finch Hampstead in Berkshire, which is, it's an RG postcode, so it's a Reading postcode. I said sort of Reading way, Guildford. Yeah, definitely a thumbs up. Thumb and a half. You know, it's. I know I've said it's sort of. I'm not picking up flavour. It's lovely. The carbonation's nice in your mouth. It's nice and soft. You're getting that part right. The body of it does feel very light for a 6%er. It is what it is. It's okay. I'm not going to chuck it away. I'll finish it. Thank you very much for watching. A bit all over the place with that review. Right, I've got one more to do. Keep watching, like, share, subscribe. See you next time. Ciao for now, people. Ta-ra.